Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and another James Cott puzzle today. James, so reliable with the quality. I really enjoy his puzzles, and this is a fog one as well, which makes it all the more entertaining to look at and to solve, hopefully. I also get the chance to really harp on about the Fog of War app, which is the 12th of our apps, and do check out the links under the video. They are there to help you find your way around the content associated with the channel. There are 12 apps. If you pay, I think it's only about $3.99 for the Fog of War app. There's going to be 50 puzzles in total, 30 already launched, more coming. It's brilliant fun. Do check it out. And James Cott, a great name anyway. Now, what else have we got? We've got our merchandise and SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, all on links under the video, and of course the way to our Patreon, where there's always extra content. My crossword solves, Simon's, sometimes my crossword solves, sometimes Simon's Sudoku solves, sometimes the other way around. It could be anything. And there's always some extra packs and the monthly rewards, of course. Check it all out. Our Patreon site is a great place to find more stuff associated with the channel. And what are we going to do? We're going to just go through the rules of this and see how I get on with fair and square. I mean, to be fair, all of James's puzzles are fair and square in my view. Now, normal Sudoku rules apply. We'll be putting 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. The grid is covered in fog. Placing correct digits will reveal clues in the surrounding 3x3 area, so that's full digits. Adjacent digits along an orange line, a Dutch whisper line, have a difference of at least 4. Each orange line is in the shape of a square, so presumably we will reveal others. Now, it didn't say that they're all in 2x2 squares there. Cells separated by a black dot are in the ratio 1 to 2, and not all black dots necessarily shown. That is the rule set. Give it a try on that link. I'm going to start now and say, let's get cracking. So, obviously, box 5 is where to start. Now, what is obvious about this? Normally, I say, remember that 5 can go. Yeah, 5 is the number. 5 can normally go on an orange line. It could be surrounded by 1 and 9. But interestingly, in this square shape, if you were to put 5 here, let me just put it in, I know it's wrong, and 1 and 9 there, what could you possibly put here? Nothing would or adequately separate 1 and 9 in the way that 5 does. 5 cannot go on a black dot, so those cells are ruled out, so we know where 5 is in the central box. Now, that was confusing because I've just explained why 5 couldn't be on this square, and there it is on a square of exactly the same shape and size. But the way we get around it this time, 5 can only touch 1 and 9. So in this cell, it's got to be a 1. Now, up here, I had to make those different because they're in the same box. Not so down here. This one, we just worked out that it can't be a 9 or you couldn't put anything here. Oh, hang on, you could put 5 here. So we haven't worked that out, because repeat digits are allowed on this square. That is the point. So actually, I don't know. That is 1 or 9. If it's a 9, this is a 5. But if it's a 1, this can be any digit from 5 to 9. So, different situation. Anyway, 1 on a black dot gives us a 2. Well, I mean, this is a square. You'd normally call it a rhombus just because of the angle we're taking to it. But if you look at it with your head on the side, it's definitely a square. Now, the numbers that 2 can abut are 6, 7, 8, and 9. This one's on a black dot where 7 and 9 cannot sit. So that is 6 or 8. This is 3 or 4. This is something from 6, 7, 8, 9. This is going to have to be low, and it's not 1 or 2. Underneath an 8, you could have 3 or 4, but neither of them will sit under 6 because they're too close. So this is now an 8, and that's a 4. This is not 8. I don't think it's 6. We just worked that out on this connection, so it's the same for this connection. But I think there we have to stop. Now, 4 can only sit next to 2 different numbers, and they are 9 and 8. So this one's a 9, and this one's an 8. And this is just any low number that isn't 4. 9 there is looking at this cell, so that's a 7. And now this has to be 3 and can't be 4. This can't be 3 anymore. I mean, it's lovely the way this is working out already. Now, we've got 4, 5, 6, and 9 to place in box 8. We've got, that can't be 9 or 8 anymore. Ah, that's very interesting. Now this can't be 9 because 9 has come out of that cell. So that's, is that not going to have to be a 1? No. No, no, no. I'm so sorry. That's an error. This can still be a 9 because that can still be a 5. It wasn't knocking 9 out of this cell that matters. It's whether we can knock 5 out. And we can't yet. So, whoopsie. Now, this black dot doesn't have 1 or 8 on it. It's either 2, 4 or 3, 6. Does that do something here? Oh, I left that 1, 9 pencil marking. That was to do with the imaginary 5 in the center, so that's wrong. Okay, let's think about what can be on this. Just trying to think about it. Are there restrictions? If 4 was on it, it would be opposite, or it would be touching 8 and 9. That's fine. So if 4 can be on it, 6 can presumably be. I don't know. I don't think this is very restricted, is what I'm coming to. Basically, without 5 being in the box, we've got some order of low, high, low, high. There must be a low digit in those, but it could be 1 or 4, given the 2 and 3 looking at it. I don't quite know what we've got going on there. Let's have a look at the candidates for this cell. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Now that's going to rule 4 out of here. Isn't it? Yeah, they're all too close to 4. Now 4 has to be in one of those cells in box 8 and one of these cells in box 7. I can rule 6 out as well now. Now that this is down to 5, 6 or 9. 6 is not possible there. But I can't rule 5 out. Generally, this digit is higher than this now. So this is probably low. We've got a square shape, so we do know its size here. It must be that shape. Oh, and this can't be very low. No, that's not interesting. This one is fairly low. If that was 1 and that was 5 and that was 9, yeah, this can't be high. The only way this could be high is if it was 9, and that would be 5, and that would be 1. But this couldn't be filled because it would see that possible 5 location. That's quite subtle. So this can't be high. It must be low. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 in as candidates. And this must be high. It's not 4. If that's 1, it could be 5. So not very high necessarily, but something is happening. I don't quite know what I'm seeing yet. That is 1, 2, 3, or 4. 2, and I don't know. I don't know quite what I'm looking at here. So it's got stickier, this puzzle. Oh, there's an 8 in one of those cells by Sudoku. Hadn't seen that. This is either 2, 4 or 3, 6. Might as well mark that now. I'm getting nowhere fast with any other things. If it was 2, 4, that would have to be 3, 6. Then you would be left with 1, 7, 8, 9. That is not going to work on this orange square because 7 would have to sit next to either 8 or 9 somewhere. So the reason that if that was 2, 4, this would have to be 3, 6 is because the possible black dot pairs are 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, and 3, 6. The first 3 of those would all be ruled out by 2, 4 being there. So that is 3, 6. Now we've just worked out this can't be 2, 4. Same reason around here. Can it be 1, 2? And I bet the answer is no. Again, you'd have 4, 7, 8, 9 here. So this isn't 1, 2, 2, 4, or 3, 6. This is 4, 8. And okay, what I've now understood is, what I'd said earlier was right. There were 2 high and 2 low there. That meant we needed a high digit on each of these black dots to make up the count in the box. And I didn't work that out until now. So the 2 is over this side, and therefore the 1 low digit is over this side. The high digits are 7, which is over this side, and 9, which is over this side. Now, these 2 cells can't have a 9. Now we've got a 5, 6 pair, and this cell has become a 4. That's a form of James Cotton magic there. Now, 3, 6, 5, 1, 8, 9. These are 2, 4, 7 in some order. The 8, 4 has been disambiguated. This 5, 6 pair hasn't, but if that was a 5, both of these would have to be 1. So I'm glad we did the work on this rhombus over here, which is, of course, a form of a square. That is now a 1, 2 pair. This is not 5 anymore, but it could be any high digit. That 1, 2 says that this is 1 or 2 as well, because 4 has gone in the row. That makes this a 9, not what I tried to put in earlier. That makes this a 5. This has become a 5, hadn't noticed that. This is a 6, 8, 9 triple. This is a 1, 3, 5 triple. We're going along well. Now, these are on an orange line. They can't involve 6. That must be a 3, 7 pair, given what the candidates are in the row. Excellent. Now, 3 is next to 7 on one side here. It's got to be next to 8 on the other side. And the low digit that goes with 7 or 3 is 1 or 2. That goes with 7, is 1 or 2. So, got a 1, 2 pair there. Not very interesting, perhaps. 5, 4, 8, 9. Oh, look, 6, 2, 1. So that is a naked pair. And interestingly, it's a 3, 7 pair. It looks a bit like that's a deadly pattern, but it'll be resolved at least by the top end of this Dutch square, I ought to call it. Now, that can't be 7. We've got 4, 8, 9 to put in these cells. Let's get rid of the corner marks. We've also got 1, 2, 6 to place in box 9 around here. So one of those is a 6. There's an 8 there. We're going to put an 8 in at the top side of that. 7, 5, 4, 8, 9. That's not a 6. Not so helpful. Now I'm stretching a bit. I don't quite know what I'm looking for next. 3, 7, 8, 9 have been used up here. Oh, look, a 5, 4 pair by Sudoku going into those cells. Therefore, oh, we knew 8 was there. These are from 1, 2, 6. Is that 4, 5 pair doing anything? All it's telling me so far is that 4 and 5 in row 5 are over there. Didn't sort out any of these. The 3, 7 pair is telling me that's a big old X-wing. Puts the 3 7s in column 7 up in the top. I'm missing something Dutch whispery. Okay, one of these pairs is 7 and the low digit. The other pair is a 3, 8 pair. I'm looking in columnar fashion at the moment. What does that tell me? I don't know. I almost feel like we haven't got anything else. I think there must be more Sudoku to do. 6. No, it's in one of those 3 cells in box 7. 4, 8, 9. This can be 8 or 9. I don't see a problem. I don't know where 4 goes. What am I missing here? 3s. No, 3, 6. Oh, I don't know. What's the next move? We've got the 3, 7 pair in column 9. That's not quite a 1, 2, 6 pair because this could be 8. 3, 7 pair in this column as well. We know there's a 9 somewhere up here. It's not going to help unless we know what's under the fog. Oh, is it to do with this? 1 and 2 must be used. No, that's not true. I was going to say 1 and 2 must be used up between those cells. If that's a 6, 1, 2 and 6 have been used here, but... Well, actually, these are selected from 3, 7, 8 and 9. Not to include 3 would mean that was a 3, 4, 5 set. And that wouldn't work. That's really interesting. Right, I don't quite understand how this has happened, but it has happened. If 3 was not in this group of cells, this would be a 3, 4, 5 set. That would be 6. You'd have 1, 2, 8 over here, and suddenly 7 and 9 would be next to each other on the orange line. So I think it's a matter of apportioning a number of high and low digits in these rows. Anyway, what it proves to me, the way I'm doing it, is that 3 is not in that group of cells. It is in this group of cells in box 4, and therefore we get this fixed as a 6. That's a 3. I don't really know quite how that happened. I mean, I've given you my best explanation so far. Now, these are on an orange line, so 4 is not involved. That's a 2, 7 pair. Therefore, this is where 4 goes in the column. That's on a black dot to 8. This can't be 9 on a black dot, so things are moving along again suddenly at a slightly quicker pace than lately. 3, 8 are here, and either 7 or 9. Oh, maybe that's the point. We could only have had one of 7 or 9. That's the simpler way of seeing that. These don't seem to unwind yet. Right, I'm going to have to look at this, which doesn't have a 1 or a 2 on it. So the lower digit is 3, 4 or 5, and that means the higher digit is 7, 8 or 9. Isn't that fascinating? No. Oh, we need a high digit here, which is 7. So that's not a 7, and there's 7s in both of those cells, so there must be a 7 in row 1 somewhere in box 1. This could be 7, 3, or 7, 1, or 7, 2, so that's not all that helpful. That is 1, 2, or 3. Maybe we're going to be finding the number of low... Oh, 3 there. We need a 3 in this column. Oh, okay, it's not there, but it could still be in either of those. Certainly not done yet. 3 was there. This is 4, 5, and a high digit, which is not 8. It's 4, 5, and 7 or 9, isn't it? Yeah, that's not getting anything resolved. So, this digit by Sudoku, there's a 1, 2 pair down here, and it sees 3, 6. So we'll put in 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Now, we've got another square here. We know its size because we've got one side shown. We can't put a 5 here for the same reason we couldn't on the original square in the same area. Now, if that was a 4, that would be 9, that would be 8, and this would be low. That would push 7 over here, I can see. 8 here would make that into a 9. Can't see the problem with that. If this is high, though, or if this is high, this is low and sees 1, 2, and 4. It can't be 5. So this is either 3 or 9. That is quite restricted, but not very helpfully, I imagine. The only low digit it can be is 3, and the only way it's high is if that is 4, and that means it has to be 9. So if that's 4, this is 8, but if this is low, it's feeling very unconstrained to me. Wow, this got harder, didn't it? It really did. 7 and 5 are in that group of cells. That's not interesting down there. Something to do with the orange squares. There's so many squares. No wonder this is fair and square. This square, come on. What's going on here? There's a low digit here, but it's not necessarily that low. It could be a 4 if it was there. Then that would be 9 and this would be 8. Can that ever be a 7? This one can't, obviously, because we put in 3 or 9. So 7's constrained here. Wow. Can that be 7? No, it can't, because we had a 7 X-wing over here. That can never be 7. And therefore this can this be 7? That's the question I was trying to ask when I distracted myself. And I think it can. If that's 7, this is 3, and that's 1 or 2. Now, although that forms a pair in the column, it doesn't do any other lasting damage. So we're down to 3, 4, 8, 9. Is there some incredible... I mean, 6 has only had 2 places in the column for a while, but I don't see how that's actually resolving anything. 6 there would put 6 definitely there. 6 in one of those. I can't see that that's doing anything. 6 there would put 6 definitely there. And, well, 6... Okay, 6 can't be there next to 3 or 9. So is it 6? 6 can't get onto this. Ah, that is intriguing. Look, that is true. It's 6. Who knew? If you've been shouting, look at 6s at the screen, you're very clever. 6 can't get into either of these positions because it can't sit next to 3 or 9 or 4, 8 or 9. So 6 is in one of those two. Now 6 is in one of these two, but we've got 6 definitely locked into column 9 already. So that is a 6 and is going to clear some fog and find a new square. Oh, I kind of knew that was going to happen somewhere here, but I would have liked 6 to be on the square. It's not. Seven is over there. I don't know. Right. 6 is there. 7 is here. The 2 high digits on here can't involve a 5 for the same old reasons. They must be 9 and 8. That's fair enough. So the 9 is going to have to be here because we've confined it to those 3 cells and we've got that. So I think that's right. The 6 and 7 can't go on here. We know 5 can't. There are 2 high digits. It's a 9 here. That must be right. And this is an 8 because we must alternate. I don't know what the low digits are. I almost don't care because I think that was helpful. That 9 makes this 8 or 4. That doesn't resolve this, but it might tell us... No, maybe it doesn't. Okay, don't care was made to care. I'm going to have to look at these potential low digits. They are from 1, 2, 4. 5 still has to go in the box. There it is, in the corner. That's going to fix 1 and 5 here. Now 5 has to be in one of these 3 cells, and it can't be on the orange square. So 5 goes there. I doubt that we've got any more squares to find in the puzzle. I think the rest might well be Sudoku. You could just hide 1 under this bit of fog. I doubt that James has done it. 5, 6, 1, 8, 4. Do note that these squares are not actually the same size. Although they all move 1 cell, the edges, on a diagonal, that is, according to Pythagoras, a side of the square root of 2, not a side of length 1. Anyway, the little I know about maths and the joy with which I trot it out should embarrass me, and doesn't. 6, 5, 9, 8. So this is 7. The low... No, I was going to say the low digit here can't be 4. And that's true, because that can't go with 7. Also, we've got Sudoku. So 4 is definitely one of these two. That's not helping. Right, 2, 3, 7, 9 are the remaining digits in the top row. That is 2 or 3. The other one goes here with either 7 or 9. And this can't be low. This is definitely 7 or 9. Trying to form some sort of quadruple or triple in the first column. Not quite getting it done there. If that was 7, that was 3, that's 8. This is low. Well, it's still not giving up its secrets, this puzzle. It's brilliant. Right, the 1-2 pair. That's keeping 1-2 out of those cells. 1 is also being kept out there. No, I don't know what that does. 8. This can't be 8. So this is 8. And that means we can now alternate around here with the 3 and the 7. That fixes, all that fixes, I think, is the 3-7 deadly pattern that I was a bit nervous about before. It doesn't do anything else. So, oh no, 5 is looking at that cell. Now we know where 4 goes in box 2, box 3 that is, sorry. 5, no, 9, 4. That has become an 8 when we got that 4. That's quite big. That is disambiguating things. 2 there. This is now a 3-7 pair. We know the order because we've got 3. Now I'm going to finish off the puzzle, I believe. 7-3, 7-2. That's a 1. This has to be high. No, in fact, that seems to have become a 7-9 pair. These are 2-6-4 in some order. 3-8 looking down here. So that's not 3 or 8. Oh, and that is quite interesting because 3 and 8, the corner marks are quite useful there. This has become the 3-8 pair in the box. That also can't be 8. That's a 1-2 pair, so that's not 2. Still not finished. What about this cell? 4, 9, 3, 8, 1, 2. This is 5, 6, or 7, which is not quite the information we wanted. There is going to be a square down here, I now think. That's just extraordinary. Oh, look, 2. No, right, we've got actual information. 2 there, 1 there. That 1 is going to put 1 in one of these 3 cells. What else did we get? 1s and 2s. We got a 2 there. Yes, now I can alternate around this central square. That's now 4, 5, 7. That's a 9. It's petrified it didn't clear fog. Now, we don't get another square. Havered about between whether we would or wouldn't, and we didn't, but we do get digits we can write in. 6, or we get pairs we can isolate to. 4, 8, no, I'm not done. 3, 8, it's got to be about this column, hasn't it? No, maybe not. That is able to be either of those. I cannot believe we're not finished now. Oh, that 1 has fixed this black dot. 2 and 1. That makes this a 2. That fixes box 9 completely. Now, this becomes a 1-3 pair, and we know the order. There we go. That's clearing some fog. We've got 5-7 pair in those cells. No, we haven't. We've got to, no, it was 6 that we've got to put in. There it is. And a 5-7 pair. I was looking at that 6 and thought it meant this was a 6, which is the sort of addled state you get into sometimes. 5, 7, 5, 4, 2, 4, 7, 9. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff from James Cott. And it is fair and square. And it's really pretty and elegant. Absolutely enjoyable. What a constructor I find James to be. Super stuff. Thank you, James. Well done. And thank you for watching. Hope you followed through. Hope you solved it yourself. All I can say is bye for now.